He said last night within the next few days. Will it be today? Will it be after tomorrow? Because tomorrow we have a national day of rallies planned with the far left calling to block the country. Now, it is possible that he will remain with a centrist figure, such as, for example, Sébastien Lecornu, the Armed Forces minister who's been cited. The problem with that is, of course, opposition parties are going to say this is going to be the same policies of Emmanuel Macron. So, of course, the socialists, they now say they want the job. Olivier Faure, the first secretary of the Socialist Party, was on television after the confidence vote last night saying we are ready. Macron should give us a chance to govern. Of course, the problem with that is that Macron's camp is going to lose the support of some of the moderate right Republicans. Bruno Retailleau, the current interior minister, was also on TV last night after the confidence vote saying he's not going to join any socialist government. Gabriel Attal, who is obviously leading the MPs group of Renaissance Party, Macron's party, here at the National Assembly, said in his speech yesterday at the National Assembly that they should try and work together, have some kind of non-aggression pact in order for the socialists and the centrist camp to not make the next prime minister collapse, especially when there is a need to pass a budget before the end of the year. But the problem is that in France, this coalition idea is not really in the spirit of French politics.
Okay, so that's the complexity, isn't it, facing the French president? He looks at this next pick. Caroline, talk us through the market reaction. We were looking there on screen. French futures actually pointing higher in the session today. To what extent are the markets kind of looking through the immediate political risk?
The reaction was really muted yesterday when Bayrou fell, because obviously the collapse of his government was mostly telegraphed, mostly anticipated and already priced in by the markets. Now, what happens next, of course, depends on who is appointed prime minister and what kind of budget we're going to see. If it's a socialist budget, technically it's going to be watered down in terms of savings. François Bayrou was planning 44 billion euros of savings. The socialists have already proposed an alternative budget with only 22 billion euros of savings, so half of that. So this, of course, may impact the markets as well. We're also going to see a lot of ratings over the next few weeks. We have a Fitch ratings this Friday with a likely downgrade of France from Fitch, so investors will technically watch that. And even if there is a coalition, sort of pact of non-aggression government next, there is no reforms inside. There's nothing big that can happen to really overturn the structural problem of French public finances over the next 18 months before the next presidential election.